Welcome to Catholic Mom Talks. I was thinking about tonight the idea of how people that are involved with secular ideology, how often they possess certain characteristics. And this is just my opinion, okay? But maybe you can look at it along with me and see if you agree. You may not agree. But usually people that are not baptized, or people that are baptized that are living a life in the world and in sin, right? They often have characteristics that follow them. They're often easily agitated, okay? Often very extremely argumentative. They want to fight, right? Sometimes they can be very adamant about a cause, okay, and fight to the death type of thing. And I honestly think a lot of it is that they are motivated by fear, right? Fear is at the root cause, and the fear is there because they are dependent upon themselves and not dependent upon God. And there's a difference between people that are baptized, living a faith. Their dependence is on God and on God's divine providence for their life, right? People in the world, they don't have that. They would if they wanted it, but they don't have that assurance that the God of the universe is walking with them and is going to take care of them and provide for them, right? So they live in that constant state of fight or flight, right? Fight or flight. So this is often manifested, right? You see this a lot. I see this in my family. I see this in the world. I see this with different worldly ideologies. You have certain groups of people that are extremely adamant against anyone that believes differently than they do. And they force their agenda on you, demand you accept what they believe in, or you're labeled as being a hater, right? There's a lot of issues going on here, right? If you can detect those characteristics in people, and you get involved with someone like that, and they spiritually attack you, right? Maybe bash you, maybe are angry with you because you're a Christian, or angry because you don't agree with certain ideology, right? For no reason. They're just mad because you exist and you have a different belief system, right? And you won't conform. You won't accept and embrace their ideology, right? You need to step back, okay, and realize that you have every right in the world to be free to believe what you believe, number one. You have a right to disagree, always in love, okay, always in love. We don't have a right to take other people's rights away, but we do have a right to say, I don't agree with that, right? I believe in something else, something that's sacred to me, right? I have a right to believe in Christ. I have a right to believe in the sacredness of marriage. I have the right between a man and a woman, right? I have a right to believe in, abortion as a murder, right? I have a right to believe those things. And I am not less than because I do. And you don't have a right to take away my right to disagree with you. Does that make sense? It's in a way, honestly, when other people take your rights away, your freedom of religion, that is aggressive behavior to demand you accept a certain ideology because they are taking your rights away, right? Now, here's the hard part. How do you love people that are difficult like this? And I have family members that are just go off the deep end all the time and will rant and rave and carry on social media, how they hate Christians or they hate this or they hate that, right? Always angry, always bitter. These are characteristics that follow people that are in the world, right? How do you deal with it, right? Okay, go back to the beginning. You have to love them, okay? Love them. And whatever it is that's coming out of their mouth, it has a motive to cause disruption, right? Upheaval, right? Discord, right? Well, fight that with love, okay? Just ignore the voices that are coming at you. Ignore the attack. Ignore the arrows. Know who it is that's motivating them, okay? Number one, the enemy is definitely around. Number two, they're living in fear. So our job as Christians, our jobs as Catholics, is to pray for our brothers and sisters, right, in the world. Pray for them. Pray that they come into the light, to the fullness of the light. They may not hear you now, right? They may not be able to have a conversation with you because they are on that automatic pilot, that hysterical drive from anger and bitterness that the culture often brings, right? Well, we have to step back and say, just do what you have to do. I'm going to pray for you. You don't have to tell them you're going to pray for them. It might make them mad. You can do it silently, right? But love them and show them with your life what it's like to be joyful, what it's like to be whole, what it's like to have that freedom and trust in Christ. Let them see God in you. They will see that you have something different, and they will desire that, right? So I thank you all so much for listening. I hope you have a beautiful day. God bless.